what's up, people? What's up? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing me to stream today and giving me the opportunity to program, speak my mind online, and I repent for any angry, hateful acts that maybe I've committed today, Lord. I just ask that you bless the stream and bless those who find them here, that I may give them the word of your Son, Christ of Nazareth, and that when I speak it, they hear it, and not only do they hear it, Lord, but they receive it as well. Um, Pray that we keep growing closer to your Son and his ways. In the name and blood of Christ of Nazareth, amen. There we go. He's wearing the same shirt. It's your only outfit, so you're gonna have to find a way to counter it quick and make it. On actor cross threshold. So when we move this actor here, this is a pool actor. And I don't really like the name of the pool actor. I really don't, because it implies that it's an actor. This actor is the only actor that you need to be pooling, or that's in like a pooling system. But we're not necessarily gonna be. We're not confining ourselves like that, right? For the sake of this project, I think we can keep it as is, because a lot of the actors are going to fall in the line of this, because they're all going to take similar properties like moving automatically. So let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to spawn these guys in. Level manager. So the thing is that instead of subscribing, because I believe this has on cross threshold, right? So the level manager is going to essentially subscribe to this. And let's look at that here. A level manager. By the way, guys, our objective today, let's see if I can even run this. I bet you, since I've uncommented some things, we're not going to be able to run this instantly. Pulling object is not a member of the UJuda instance. The game instance is spawning all this stuff? No, there's no way. This is the level actor. So the level actor is spawning all these things in, which is fine. But we don't really need to care about the floor. From what it looks like, I've pretty much changed a lot of things. If I remember correctly, the idea is that we would spawn in a floor, and then the floor would handle all this. Right? And I also believe that this is a... Boom, 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 boom. Pull actor. Where is this? On actor, hidden. Level actor. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. implementation. So it's telling us that to cast. Where am I casting here? I'm not casting anything. Spawn level objects. The only thing I can think of is this is connected. Yeah, this should have actually this here, spawn floor. Nothing here though. So it's most likely having a hard time. Loading, question mark. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what happens if I do that. If I do that. The only thing I can think of is that, yeah, this is a override of something in the pulling actor. Pulling actor. Bing. On actor cross threshold. I don't know what that. Yeah, we have literally nothing here. I don't know why we're running into this little hiccup on actor hidden implementation. Unhidden. No, it's hidden. Yeah, well, we want to do this because whenever it becomes unhidden, that occurs. Where is on actor hidden? On actor hidden. A level actor. Yeah. Oh, you know what it is we don't have a definition for this, which is strange. That's why it was having a bad cast. It was like, we don't have a declaration for this. Oh, where's those warnings? Cast on types that are not related. We're gonna have to figure out where that is. In fact, I want to copy this and paste it. Figure out where that's even happening. Look at the full warning. Cast F static warning. Da da da. I'm using Writer. I'm trying to figure out how to build. Yeah, it just does this here. Jumptosaurus. Maybe. I'm trying to figure out where this is. It says Control Shift F. It definitely is not UCommon. Common. That's not me as well. These are all common. Cast. Load guard slot. No. No, no, no. Common, force inline. Owning objects as game instance. Owning good at that. Turn actable widget. Solution. Let's try in our project. Judah run. I mean, this is definitely an actor. And this is a pull actor. Use static mesh component. Hit result component. The idea here is if this does not return, if this is a null pointer, essentially this cast failed. Instance, UJIT game instance, get game instance. That should work. That should work. A level object, overlapped actor. Once again, player camera manager. The only thing I can think of is like these right here. That looks fine. That looks fine. We're casting to all these things. And I don't see any issue with it. But this is a good little useful tool to know. Attempting to cast on types that are not related. So the objective today is to get these tiles moving. Or to get tiles moving.
Right. It's been so long!
Paul, it's me, Safe. You've come back when the world needed it the most. Lord willing, that's the case. How's it going, Safe? Are you feeling safe right now, brother? I'm happy to see you, man. I hope you're as blessed as ever. Last time we were talking, you were talking about making pickles and having a cat. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to get this to work correctly. Because I'm kind of fixing everything to make it run a lot cleaner on the mobile device, more performant on mobile devices. Last time I played this, it was poor, but yesterday we refactored our code for pulling objects. It's now a subsystem. And I like it a lot more because we reference an actor as the key, and you know, every actor is different, so we get what we want every time. We've also implemented a loot table almost. It's a cumulative weight looting system. She left me. No, dude, the cat. You gotta go find your cat, dude. Who knows? Maybe she's got someone else now. But yeah, so our objective today is to spawn these in and to get them moving. And I wonder, is there a way to preview a platform? We're gonna preview the phone device instead of previewing on the PC. And I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier? Okay. So how's everything else going, man? You stalked your ex-pet? What, do you thought your ex-pet was friend with your pet? You stalked it just to see if they were convening? What do you think they were doing, having conversations about you? That Safe guy, he's not too safe. I'm happy to see you, buddy. Praise the Lord. I hope you're doing all right wherever you are. Sorry, I'm reading something that made me laugh. My ex-pet is with my poor goldfish. How could she? How could she talk like that way to you, man? I'm sorry. Man. So this is what my game will look like on the lowest Android platform. Still runs pretty smooth if you ask me. I don't know how I feel about the clouds. I don't know how I feel about the clouds.
Season and Bob's is bringing the wow back. Get new everyday low prices on best-selling pieces like my Betty sofa. Now
Still look pretty decent, I think.
Wow. Or my storage-packed Homeworks dining set, now $5.99.
I just gotta change the color, guys.
And my 5-star Cascade
I gotta
bedroom,
change
now
the colors.
$7.99.
Wow!
And with
Bum,
tons
bum,
of
bum,
styles
bum,
ready
bum.
to ship and old furniture removal, you can get your new furniture fast and easy. Oh my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Turn the speed down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. So it's not too fast, right? Although I will say, I don't know how I feel about it not moving at all. 1. Speed. This has got to be at least 1, you know? Or I guess like 0.8. So at least it's moving. Cloud 1 motion. Cloud 2 highlight. Cloud 1 layer. Alright. Let's go ahead and save that. Click play. I feel like that looks a little bit better. Let's see what Safe is saying. Hope she's with someone else. There's some stuff going on, bro. I saw my cat eat it. Eat what? If it's something weird, don't tell me. I refrain from wanting to know the answer to that question. But yeah, let's get these levels loading in. So we've done 2 things, guys, in the last week and a half. We've created a pulling system that works, and works relatively quick. I could just do this all day, right? Now imagine like this is, all these are loading in like this while we're playing. We're doing this a whole lot and we're not getting any issues. So the pulling system, boom, works great. The weighted loot system that we're using to spawn these levels in randomly works great. You ate your goldfish? I feel like that's a betrayal on another level, brother. Brother man. How could my friend? That's why you gotta hide it, bro. What is this? This is Spirit Away. I'm gonna get in trouble. Come on, bro. Just music piano. Video game music. I gotta listen to this because it's the only thing I can trust, chat. Everything else gets me in trouble. So now we're stuck. Alright, guys, I need your opinion on this, okay? I feel like people are mad at me. Because look, everyone's like supporting Dantes for getting mad at this guy for saying we should criminalize makeup because clearly this is the same woman, but with makeup she looks immensely different. Now, I'm not saying she looks ugly. I still think, you know, she's pretty, right? I got a wife, so I can't be too, you know, weird. But my point is that this looks like 2 different people. And I said that, and I had mentioned, this is what I said, chat. If I'm not mistaken, nothing was said about this woman's beauty. She just looks like 2 different people. That is the deception of makeup and the issue of it. The fact that the husband is mad indicates to me that he thinks his wife is ugly without it. And that's what I think it is, because at this point, he's projecting what this man's saying to him. Does that make sense? He's saying we should criminalize makeup. He's not saying that she's ugly. He's just saying that he could just be saying she looks like 2 different people. We can't assume this guy is saying that she's ugly without makeup. But he's assuming that's what he's saying. So I feel like he's projecting how he feels about his wife without makeup onto this guy here. That's how I see it, boys. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you just jump to that immediately? You know what? I get it, actually. Maybe that is his wife. So he's just like outreaching. He's getting defensive. I get it. But I'm going to be real here, boys. 2 different people, right? 2 different people. What do you think? Am I a jerk? Am I a jerk for saying these things? You agree with me? I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Seth. I agree with me too. But yeah, everyone's just like calling me an idiot. Everyone's calling me an idiot. Apparently I need help. Now it's a problem. Why? Bro, she looks like two different people. Like, why do I have to have this? So I just muted the whole conversation. That's my lesson to all of you ladies and gentlemen out there. 1, don't interact on Twitter. 2, if you do, mute your conversation afterwards. 3, there's a reason why it was called Twitter. Twitter. But yeah, that's my small take there for the day. Don't wear makeup, women. You look beautiful without it.
Get the W. This is learning that's fit for my life.
Anyways, let's get back to what we need to do, which is
now is the time
to do it on my time.
Now is the time to do it on my time. I'm not about to listen to theme music from GTA. I didn't even know GTA had theme music. I just thought they played like music from other artists. You know? Okay, so the idea here, guys, back to track, is that we have a data table that essentially has all of the items that we're going to have in the game, or that we're pulling from. We dictate what type of rarity they are: common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mystic, all that. And then we have well, this is a data asset, and I should actually rename that to that so I don't get mistaken. But I probably... Da. Paul, I'm playing the Darbuka and Rick. I don't even know what that is, but I know who Rick is. That's a homie. I'm learning Chinese. Okay. I'm not learning Chinese. I'm learning I'm learning coding language. I'm learning coding language. I'm learning coding languages. Coding languages. Anyways, regardless, I need to get back on track. I shouldn't have drank that energy drink. It's like getting my head racy. I'm like bouncing around. Could you just tell me a bad word in Chinese? Banned. Ban that Motor Scooter. I'm blocking him. I'm joking, Safe. I'm not blocking him, but I am copying this and pasting it to see what you said. Better be... Safe, actually, if this is a bad word, dude. This is a bad word. I learned something. This better not be a bad word, Safe. This better not be a bad word, bro, or you're getting the ban. Chinese. I learned Chinese. You know, anyone can do this, Safe. Check it out. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right now. I'm learning Chinese too. Check me out, chat. Check me out. Boom. Chinese simplified. I get it. I took a poop. Wola Shaili.
you used to crush it in school. Outsmart
Bang.
opponents
There you go,
and
Safe.
now, well, you're still smart, but not exactly
Where is the bathroom?
advancing nuclear engineering in the world.
That's an important thing to know, always in a different country.
So make the smart
Where
choice.
is the food?
Smart, or you can
Right?
be nuke smart. Become a nuclear engineer.
She was I Nali.
Nuke smart.
She was I Nali.
Forged by the sea.
I'm butchering that hard. Oh, that was me. Like Restream said something to me. Nope, that was me. Okay, let's get to work. Level actor H. So boom, 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 boom. These guys are gonna spawn in. I don't think I can open them up right now, so we're gonna have to probably recreate some We're probably gonna have to recreate some things here, guys. But it looks like we had like a whole list of things. I'm like getting reacclimated to the project. All right, Save, can you just start talking to English again, buddy? Because I am not gonna do this every time you say something in Chinese. I'm not gonna say this every time you say something in Chinese to English. I want to say that I can speak Chinese. Sifu. Sifu. Dude, when I was a kid, this song used to hype me up so much. I used to like envision the things that I wanted to do in an epic way to this song while I was playing. Like I would imagine myself doing cool things when I was a kid. And to be quite frank with you guys, I do the same thing right now as we speak. As in a song, can you please listen to my song as in a song I like? That depends on the song. I can only listen to video game music because it's the only music that I trust that won't get me copyrighted. Copyright striked. Bum bum. Ba-ba-dum. Okay, so these are just models. Let's go to our objects. We have the world, the background, the city. We have these objects here. Let's see what that's a background actor. Even though that's not true, I think if I remember correctly, no, it is. It is a background actor. So I was spawning levels and then backgrounds with them. I think that was the idea. We had several different layers. We had this background layer and then another layer behind it. Ah, see, senor. Senior Frog. Yeah, see, this has... That hides that well, dude. Dude, that hides that well, bro. But regardless, yeah, we, one, have to change our spawn to something like right here. So realistically, we have to do this, right? We have to do this. I'm just trying to get an idea of where we're going to be placing all these objects, guys. This is a infinite runner game. The idea is that you infinitely run. And for the MVP, we're not looking for something too complex, right? We're just looking for a left and right dimension. Running from left to right. Levels are going to be moving from right to left to give the illusion that the character is running. In reality, he's in one position the whole time. Look at that. And now if we can get these levels moving in as they used to be, it'll, in my hopes, look as if the world is moving around him and he's running. But yeah, for now, we have to figure out what we did here in the past and figure out how to work with our new systems. And I'm pretty proud of these plugins that I made, so it'll be nice to drag these into other projects. Yo, Amin, I don't really do, maybe you changed your name? By the way, what's up, Amin? Welcome to the stream, brother. Brother man. I think, are you talking for the Discord? I think Amin can give that to you. Just remember, you need to be appropriate on the Discord. My new account hasn't found a working link. I like this song. What is this? I really like the guy who made Undertale's music. I think that was the developer himself. Boo, 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 boo. So we have our managers, we have our classes. These are level actors. We have our offset because that's, I believe, the width of them. This is a 2000 offset as well. I think these are instanced. BP level city, BP level 2X. That's an interesting thing that I see with my eyes, and I do not yet recognize. Despawn coordinate, return to pool coordinates. So we have these return to pool coordinates. Spawn, not spawn. Okay. Render. Active. I'm a little confused as to why this static mesh is not showing. It's kind of upsetting me. Paul, your streams are like a cozy shack, nice, warm, and chill. I'm happy I can provide that for you, brother. It's sad, Paul, may I post my Discord user in chat? Here, I'll just send you a link, friend. What a handsome gentleman. Hey, it's Gazium. Gazium. What's up, brother? How you doing today? You handsome, beautiful fellow, you. I'm gonna post it for y'all. Check it. Check it. Check it out. Check it out. But yeah, dude, I've done some refactoring, Gazium. So check this out. Check that out, dude. Look how fast I load these in. This is me clicking one right now. What I've done is I've made a pulling system that's I would consider to be a lot more performant than the last. It is now a subsystem. It is no longer a U object in the game. Therefore, it can be essentially grabbed from anywhere easily just using the simple method of, just so you can see, of calling the pulling system. I just had to say Nazareth, right? Get Nazareth pulling system. Boom. And I have access to the pull system. And then on top of that, I've also incorporated a loot table. So that's what helps us randomly pick a class or an actor that we want to pull in from the pulling system. Judo Run is so back. It is, bro. It's back. And I think I'm going to finish it this time, or work on it for a little bit until I switch to another project and just complete the cycle, continue the cycle until I make something. That's the ADHD downfall, man. But yeah, right now we're just looking to get these spawned in, which would probably mean I need to, one, get our levels, which for some strange reason they're not loading in. City background 2x. Right? Boom, 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 boom. Look at these. These are definitely not created appropriately. This one is. Check that out. Long story short, did you switch engines? No, I'm still working on Unreal Engine, man. I am still working on Unreal Engine. But we need to get a city floor in here first. So if I were to I don't know. Pull this in now. Boom. That's a massive city floor. That is a massive city floor. I did link the Discord, you stinker. I did it literally up here. I feel like no, that's what the other one. But yeah, I did link it. I've linked the Discord. No, not this one. This one is going to be a mobile game, although I could post it on the store for memes, but I wanted to be a mobile game. It's going to be a mobile game. I don't know if I want it to be free. I'm thinking of making it free, and then like if people want to donate, they can. And obviously donations would go to the project and making it more than what it is when I release it, right? But at the moment, that's all I have planned. I think the reason this is the way it is because background floor. Yeah, I don't know why this one's spun around funny. It's supposed to be like 90, and then spun around 90 degrees. I'm gonna have to figure out the whole level situation, because when we go like this, look at that. I mean, that works perfectly fine for what we're trying to achieve, but meh. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck the I could have sworn that these models should have like some type of at least some type of material. City texture, boom, right there. Floor. Where are my textures? City textures. Do I have a matte background? Or mats? I do not. New folder, mats. Maybe if it's free on Steam, that could be nice visibility for your future games. Maybe. I do want to put something out on Steam, but right now I'm matte text or matte city floor. And just to differentiate. For now, we're just gonna do. Was it a 3? Convert this parameter. Floor texture. What is going on in the background? I'm not listening to that. That was like a small form of torture. That was a small form of torture. I can see description, but in description, Play Store and App Store. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of releasing it on. Well, that's what it's going to be released on, right? This is a mobile device, and the reason it's a mobile game and for mobile devices is because I want to make it a fun way for people to study the Bible, and I wanted to make it as accessible to everyone as I possibly can. And I feel like everybody has a phone nowadays, right? Like everyone has a phone, and we need a texture sample, and then we need to convert this to a parameter. Texture. Freaking Memecraft, dude. Can't believe I'm listening to Minecraft. City road texture. Boink. 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 It's going to be a little bit shiny because our roughness on this is pretty low. So let's just put that to 1. Drop it off like that. But yeah, that's the general idea. And I'm tired of seeing this nanite enabled thing. I don't want nanite. enabled because this is a mobile game. It is a mobile game. Unless Nanite works for mobile now, which I have not heard of. Models, world, background, or not world, floor, city floor. Now let's go to our mats and doinkers. Nice. Look at that. Look at that texture that I can't even see. What is this? I can see that. That looks clean. And the reason why it's like this, guys, is because if we flip it like this, you know, or let's say I were to flip it like that and then get rid of this and then do that, right? Obviously we see this right here, and if I were to get rid of, no, not that one, but this one, it'll look like he's running on the street, right? It'll look like he's running on the street. Like so. So who knows? I might just make one of these into a class really quick and then just have them start loading in, because I don't really feel like oh yeah, I never made the texture floor for that. I never did. Would there be ads? No. But people would be able to donate if they wanted to. I'll have that option in there. Okay, guys. So now we need to load the levels in, but the primary issue is it looks like I didn't... I know I have these to a specific layout. It's like specifically united for a purpose and reason. One really cool thing about this game, though, or about Unreal Engine, is I can click modeling here. I can go, I don't know. Where's the plane? Rectangle. I don't want a rectangle. But I want a rectangle. I want a rectangle. Honestly, it doesn't matter what we do right now. Width, depth, height can be like 10. But the cool thing about this, and once I get this figured out, I can show you all. Is, let's say I create this tile right here, right? And this is the size that I generally want. I could take this, right? And if I remember correctly, I can export this. I really need to freshen up things a bit on here. Folder. Floor. I don't know. Druida exports. And the nice thing about this is if I wanted to, I could pull my character in here, right? And it would give me good proportions to the character. I'm trying to move these all at once, because if I click play, he's going to be in a different position, right? And I have everything set up because he's at the place that I kind of want him to be. Paul, I'm gonna give me a fresh server link. The one you sent us expired in chat. How did that expire already? There's no way that it expired. Edit invite link. Let's look. 7 days. That's a 7-day. No limit.
Here's how it sounds when
Copy.
you find termites.
Copy.
And when
Pasta.
you see the damage.
Copy pasta.
But Terminix year-round protection sounds amazing. Book a free inspection at Terminix.com. Qualifying homes only. Terms apply.
The 2026 Chevy Equinox is ready for your daily drives, weekend getaways, and everything in between. Plenty of cargo space, plus a big touchscreen that keeps all your tech right where you need it. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
But yeah. But yeah, I can essentially do this. But yeah, now that we've exported that, I can do something like Open Blender. You had to manually type it in. There is no lighting. Are you doing that later? There's no lighting right now because we're previewing it on the mobile device. So when we preview on the mobile device, we're also previewing on the low end of the OpenGL. I'll have to figure out all that stuff later. You can even see like the clouds. They're a lot more pixelated. So the idea is I work on it from the lowest, so when it goes to the highest, there won't be much of an issue. But who knows? I could be doing that wrong. It really could be. But if I go to edit, file, import, we're going to import ourselves an FBX here. We're going to go to game design. We're going to go to Nazareth, Nazareth, and we're going to go to Judah exports and do this. And look at that. Now we have that tile that we have here in here. Zombie Cat Rebirth. You hear this, guys? Whoa, did it not delete that? Actually, I think what we have to do is all the transforms. Because right now this is up like so. But if I do that, we should be good. The only issue, you know, let's go ahead and I'm actually gonna put a cool, it's this one here. We're gonna do this because this is gonna give us a general idea of like the direction that the object is going in relation to the world. So I'm just gonna export it to the, I was gonna say same place, but probably do that too. Export. I think that'll carry the, let's go to, where is the models? City floor. Right now we're just setting up everything, guys, so we can start testing this. Where is it? Nazareth Studios. Bum bum ba-dum bum. What do you mean select? Oh, Derpity derp derp. 0.1. A second time game dev. Nice. City. Lore. Reboot. I put the metal with it. I did it with a material. But yeah, you can see it's the same size as the other one. The only thing is we've gotten rid of everything else on it, like the box shape. However, for some strange reason, this isn't being... We don't need animate and mesh. Where's the texture geometry? Regardless, I think there's a way to find these. Load your texture. Right. You go like this, and all we have to do now is just come over here, and then we can bring that texture in. We can bring this texture in and get a good idea of what we're working with. Rate my game, Paul. It is the link. Where is the link? Leader of Bertawi. Hey, bud. Welcome to the stream. Or, sorry, the Discord. Where's the link? I don't see no link. Did you send me a message? I don't see no link, brother. Look at all the textures that I have. Alien Vader. Looks like Darth Vader.
Building a business is hard, but protecting it doesn't have to be with
Bum,
LegalZoom.
ba-dum,
For
ba-dum.
more than 20 years, LegalZoom's online tools and
City.
network of attorneys have helped over 4 million
City
businesses start
textures.
strong
Where
and
is that
stay
freaking
compliant.
material
It's
at,
easy
brother?
knowing your
It's in the
business
maps.
formation is done right from day one with LegalZoom. When you need a legal hand,
So
trust
now
me.
we know
Get started at LegalZoom.
that everything is pointing
LegalZoom
this
provides
direction.
access to independent attorneys and self-service
So
tools.
when we
LegalZoom's
go
legal law firm does
to
not provide legal advice.
draw this out, we know that whatever we're drawing, it's going to be here. But I'm interested to see, like, if I were to go into one of these mats. What is this? I don't want to hear none of that, dude. I don't want to hear no freaking to pa ta piti sha to hita pa la mahite. Alright, let's play. How do I play? Where's the button to play? It's pretty cool. Choose a sprite. Choose a backdrop. Please tell me of any bugs or ideas. Stop. Go. Wait, so what do? Do I gotta like dodge these guys as fast as I can? right, nerd? Oh! That guy comes out quick. Oh! Oh! What? What's going? Oh my god! They're so quick! Oh my! Oh! Dude! I kind of like it. That's pretty cool you made that, man. That's pretty cool. My biggest idea is some consistency. It looks like the speed of the characters are enhanced immensely when you beat a level. The levels should be longer, more objects to dodge, a variation of objects to dodge. But other than that, pretty cool. Pretty cool, my friend. Oh yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and I wonder how I got the coordinates of this last time. I wonder how I got the coordinates, brothers. Brothermen. Brothers, sisters. Sister, brothers. It's like brain fried, dude. So we have our end attachment, which is 1,000, 1,000. Let's go ahead and make another BP level off of the level actor. Level actor. We get to restart essentially everything. Everything. World War III. City floor reboot. Bang. Okay. So still about 1,000. Creeping me out.
Hey, vacation next week, Lisa. 5 days, nice.
Robot dog with Elon. That's sick, dude.
What do you speak? Oh my god.
Bro, I'd be so scared if I woke up and that thing was staring me in the face. Just imagine, chat. What am I using this for? I got a level trigger box. I'm assuming that's to load the level. But I'd rather just cast a line down and see if that's happened. You know, I would rather do that because it's like the same difference. This thing is constantly checking to see if it's been overlapped. I could do the same with the Raycast. And the difference between the Waycast and this level trigger is this one has geometry. It has several points it has to take into consideration when gauging if something's overlapped or colliding with it. And a Raycast or a line trace just has, if I believe, 2. Boom, boom. The beginning and end point. So to me, In the future, we'll get rid of this level trigger box because it's just not necessary at all. So it's about 2,000 off. So it's the same. Literally the same. And I guess that's where I had the idea to have like multiple, to have a 2001, have one that's longer, different sides for variations. What button do I add for shoot? I don't know how to, I couldn't answer that, buddy. I could not answer that. Maybe gauge when I've lost, you know? Also, maybe, have this work a little bit cleaner. When I start as a clone, when I click. Define keyboard controls. Set sticky X. The controls definitely need to be worked out on. It looks like there's a touch property where I can drag it myself. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Event on pool initialized. So this gets called when the pooling system has been initialized, and the thing is that it's never really initialized. I guess except right here, we automatically call it, apparently. So the idea is that when respawning, spawn on none. But the thing is if we fall, we're just gonna restarting the game, right? So we've ended. On knockout, add dynamic. Really don't need this. Really don't need that, to be quite frank. It's a lot of logic for something that not logically doesn't make sense. So we're gonna spawn a single level. So my idea is to essentially copy the single level spawn functionality here. Via BP. On pull initialize, so begin play. We are going to create. So this is going to be great for Chase Lee because he's going to be like, BPs, you're working in BPs.
Isn't it time to make a smart choice? You can be smart.
Shoot his space. Okay.
Become a nuclear engineer.
Next time I play, I'll use the space button.
America's Navy. forged by the sea.
I am so tired of all this stuff messing with my music. I wish I could find something that's for an hour. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do to say video game music for an hour. Boom. Let's go. Paul, I'm adding a tutorial. Okay. So we're gonna start off by initialize pulling system for the level. And a big issue with this, I don't really like the idea of this. For the fact that it's like I have these here. So I'm going to switch this up. So we're actually going to test out our pulling system a lot more here, guys. I have an idea. Make a lay list. What's a lay list? Playlist? I can make one of those later. Initialize object. So what we're going to actually do, guys, is we're going to take the level loot table here. And we're going to get actor class. And we're going to spawn this in. Now, this is normally going to grab a random actor in that class every time it happens. But because for loop. Essentially what we're going to do is initialize this object several times, right? Spawn location is an invalid, but if we split the structure, click compile, we're all good to go. And I believe this should create it just... Boom. That never even happens. This is ridiculous, chat. Cherry pick the best and adjust it. That's true. That is true. Why is it being a stinker, dude? First index, loot body, last index. Oh. I made a stinky. Play. And there we are. We have our test floors. However, all of our test floors are not hidden. That is ridiculous, and that should not be what's going on. Source, public, main. Main. Now we gotta go to initialize object. Ding ding a ding a ding a ding a ding 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 a ding a ding a ding. Oh, that's true. We don't necessarily. Is add to inactive? Nope, it's not. So I do need to make these. That's why we do this, guys. That's why we do this, to check for any mistakes. Add to inactive. For some strange reason, I thought it would be interesting to protect those. To protect them boys right there, but that's not how we does it, you know? That's not how it does. Shift tab. Zoinkers. Let's go ahead and save all these and then refresh the project. Paul, I'm working on adding more sound design, but when I ask you, should I add more weapon or more flying boys? Alright, so what's most important? I can tell you what to do, but to be quite frank, thinking on your own is going to teach you more than me just telling you how to do it. Right. I would look at it as, if you were to ask yourself that question, what would you consider to be more important? Progression, which would be upgrading to a different weapon, or having more enemies. What do you think would be funner? I mean, both will be fun, but which one do you think would add more to the game? Both would add more to the game. Right, but the question is, what do you think? You're asking me. I think if you want people to play for longer, you give them the ability to obtain something, right? An upgrade. And also better GUI too. That's also a valid choice, my friend. I think that's always a valid choice. Oh yeah, I actually have to come in here and do a U property. And this isn't gonna be, since this influences things, we gotta shit that to callable. And we're also gonna have to add another category to it. Common. Because I feel like these are common things that people are gonna use. So. Dun, 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 dun. This is how I feel when I wake up in the morning and I walk downstairs to make myself food. Yes, that was me breaking an egg over a skillet and then using a flippy, a spatula to flip it stuff. Flip it, flip it, flip, 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 flip. Flippity flip flop floop flap fleep flip flop floop flop flip flap flop flippity flip and flappity flap. Add to active. inactive. It's interesting that and the reason why we need this actor class here, which is why we're gonna have to because as we know, if I do this here, it'll call this twice, and instead of getting, you know, the same result every time, we won't. So we need to get this and place this in here. And that'll spawn these in, but they'll be hidden. Handles adding an actor to the inactive team map does not handle removing the actor from the active map. I think that is not true. I think we actually, yeah, add to active, we remove from the inactive map. So that is something we're going to have handles adding an actor to the active T map. Handles also removes the actor from the inactive T map. Happy to the inactive map. Inactive T map also removes actors from the active T map. So now we have everything spawned in, and instead of having this here, we're going to go ahead and collapse this into a function. Initiate level objects. So we're going to initiate level objects here, and you know what done darn did Raleigh didn't had dude? He didn't encapsulate it all. Initiate level objects. So now we're initiating our level objects. We're going to want to go ahead and organize things here and get rid of this class, and actually, instead of having a variable that's everywhere and confusing because it's just like a little pointless, we're going to have a local variable that is essentially attached directly to this function, can't be used outside of it. Actor class, and we're going to go ahead and place this here, compile, and make sure we add this here as well. Doinkers. But to be honest, just to make sure that everything is all right, we're going to do this and then click true. And if we are false, we're going to print a message and essentially say actor was not created. So there's no reason to add it to any class. Do I add more writing? I'm gonna add sound effects and then add more type of flying boys, but do I code them in separate sprites or same sprite? I can make all the enemies on one sprite, but I would put a like if sprite variable. Boo. Albeit the code needed for one sprite will be bigger. Well, will it be bigger than the size of two sprites? Because if you can find a mid-ground, that'd be best, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in 30 minutes I have to get off. get dressed for a meeting. Let's cross our fingers and hope we can get these things. We've already handled one part, which is spawning in the levels that we want. DA, test floor. Which is pretty nice because I just get an actor from that class and it handles it already. So I can get an actor, which essentially returns a random actor with the highest rarity from the loot table. Actor should be validated in case no point of return. I should change this to returns a returns an actor, or returns a rolled actor. I don't know how I would phrase that, but I don't think the phrasing is root out which one will be of the given sprite. True. Alright, let's initiate this here. So we initiate the levels, and then we're going to essentially do this here, right? Bum 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 bum. Where's the test actor? Oh, right here. That's the test actor. Currently held actors. So now we want to take the level loot table here. And we're going to want to get an actor class. Right? And then we're going to get object from pool. From pooling system. For loop. I'm not too stressed about it because if it can't get one, it'll instantiate one. It'll make it. It'll spawn it in. So, when we spawn this in though, out actor, we're gonna set actor set actor location. We're gonna have to do some math for the location though, because we want the location to change every time. So the best way to do this is to use the index, right? Because if we look at this, we know that each one of those are like 2,000 apart. Could vary depending on the width of the actor, but right now the actors that we're using are 2,000 apart. So if we take the index of the array, which starts F at 0 and goes to whatever, 4, right, at 0, if we multiply this index here by 2,000, we'll see that the X position is going to equal 0. Then if we multiply it by 1, it'll be 2,000, and then 2 will be 4,000, so on and so forth. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So let's take this index and multiply this by 2,000. And then we're going to split this struct, and we're going to put this at X. And I think that'll be okay. After that, we're going to want to reroute this. Reroute. And we're going to want to I think cast to level actor. It does make sense. In fact, we might have to do like -1 on this, right? So essentially the first one, because right now if I spawn one in at 0, 0, it'll just spawn in the center and the camera will be here. It'll see the middle tile, but on the left there'll be nothing. So if we start off at -1, we can post one here, here where we're currently at, and then so on and so forth. So this is going to essentially go 6 times, right? -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 times. So after that, we want to set movement to true. And this will start moving them, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. I'll be back when but I can't chat. Okay. What the heck? Trying to read, get an object from pool. Oh, you read none. Read none. Shmee. Now it wants to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So check it out. Yep. Now we've created them. Let's see if that does that again. So some instances it works. Some instances it doesn't. That was pretty funny though that it worked the one time. And what's really hiccuping at the moment is the fact that it has to spawn these things in. Oh, that's what's wrong. It takes a second for it to spawn in. Honestly, I should wait to place the actor until after this has occurred, right? So the idea is that we create actors and then spawn in player. There should be a loading screen for when that occurs. But let's figure out what's going on with my code, because obviously something's wrong if we're not pulling, if that's not working correctly every time. So if I click play, that's what stinks about having multiple, is it contains it. We add to active, and then we return true. So it's saying there's one made there already. That one's already spawned, right? 3, 4, 5. So in this case, it works, besides right here. So we're gonna have to figure out the issue with our system, but that's all right. I suspected that something was gonna happen, which is why I was like, we're gonna be testing the polling system a little bit more. It looks like it's initializing all the floors. Right, if I were to click play here, if we get to this area, because right now, chat, the idea is that this inactive T-map has nothing in it. So we should be initializing this every time. However, we don't. I guess we're not always going to see that. Because, yeah, and that should have only spawned a couple. We're not always going to see that. So I guess right here, we really should be checking to see if this is true before. Boink. 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 Where's our false? And that's another thing, is we don't have a log here, which we should have. Warning, text, no actor was created while initializing via the polling system. Let's go ahead and save this here, and we're gonna swoop to whoop. So it looks like what's going on, and that's interesting because this works perfectly fine. Works perfectly fine when we do it, when we initialize the starting object. No issue whatsoever. My thing is that it has to be that... It has to be an issue. I don't think it's an issue with the pulling system. I think it's an issue with the weighted loot table. I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom. Back. Where is Paul? Paul is here. Okay, he had to use the men's restroom, and actually now he's gonna go grab a water. He's gonna grab a water. Is that a problem? Okay, so now that we have that involved, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Where am I printing these displays here? This is ridiculous, Raleigh. So, invalid actor class. So I guess we should, in the inactive, wait, did I didn't. Initialize. Let's go to initialize. if there is no actor class, return false. Lock temp. Warning text. All actor class. Or invalid actor class. But yeah, this is essentially telling me no actor was created. It looks like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would make 7. So we're missing 3, and we're reading here. What am I listening to? Invalid actor class. So what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen, is we are not getting a good actor class, and that's not the pulling system. That is going to be our level loot table. Bwah, bwah, bwah. So we should be, before doing this, we should be checking the validity of it, I suppose. So we're going to do this little trick again where we are actually going to take all of this and we're going to freaking throw it in a function spawn level objects. So we're going to initiate the level objects, and we're going to spawn the level objects. Here we're going to go ahead and make a local variable current actor class. After we do this, we were going to check the validity of this actor class, right? Boink. So let's drag this out a bit. And let's go ahead and say, is this valid? Is this a valid class, ladies and gentlemen? That is the question here today. We're going to go boing, boing. And if it's not a valid class, we're going to print string no valid actor class. And then we're going to say spawn level objects. This, and we're going to say level manager. Compile, click play, no valid actor class. So that's the issue. It is making them though. It's initiating 1, 2. So we're really gonna have to do something here, because this isn't getting the actor class every time as much as we would hoped. It was bringing one in all the time. It is valid. Let's go ahead and do this. Doink. 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 Condition print string in valid actor class, and we're gonna say initiate level objects level manager. So yeah, look at that output. Wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow. actor class. Pulling system. Yep. Test floor has a level size greater or smaller than 0, setting to 1. What does that mean? What does that mean? So one, yeah, it has to do with the dynamic. So we have our test floor. Ah, it's pulling a rare this time, and there's nothing for rare. So honestly, we could... So in our Get Rarity class, is that Rayman? Are you talking about the game? I wouldn't know. That's a Nintendo playlist. Where is Paul? Is that Rayman? Or are you talking about me? Am I Rayman? La la. La dee da dee da do da day da ha ba bee ba 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 bo ba bum. Okay, so we need to get all the rows in the data table. We need to get all the rows in the data table. All the rows. Which is what we've done. But the thing is, the issue here, chat, is that when we're getting a rarity, we're not looking at the rarities we have. We're not looking at the rarities we have, right? And what I mean by that is that we have two lists. We have our rarity chart that dictates what those are, and then we have our other list, right? So what we need to do Mommy, mama, baby, mommy. So what we need to do is we actually need to do a for loop for realistically for each items, right? We need to iterate through the items and we need to figure out what we have and get all the rows here, and then We need to get a T array of the E item or value type. Is it called actor value type? R types, or I guess so we need to do this because realistically someone could put in something that there's only common stuff, there's no rare. This takes into consideration that every data table has every variation of every item. So we need to go through and we need to say current types dot add and then items dot element dot actor rarity. So now we know with this current type what type of rarity we have. So now we need to figure out how do we say for each one of these, you know, and we'll say if loot table actor add rarity to types. And then we're going to take this, and I don't know the logic here quite yet. I'll have to think about this, but the idea is that we are going to, and by the way, this is all positive, guys. I know it's a little bit of a drawback, but we get to iron out our systems a whole lot more and essentially fix the things that we didn't take into consideration when we were creating it, which would be the case where there's a data table with not every rarity. This takes into consideration all the rarities. So what we need to do is take into consideration of the rarities that are in that, right? And I think the way we do this is because now we have our current types, we go through the row and we say for E actor value types, item value, current types. I'm so stupid. I had Spotify open. I said I heard Rayman. You're not stupid, man. There's just, you're thinking so many other things. You're not thinking about that one thing. And that's the thing about being smart, is you could be thinking about a lot of things, but you're not thinking about everything. Boom, boom, boom. When I jump up and eat a pizza pie, they get mad. And they ate all my pizza, so now I'm mad. I'm so mad. Don't eat pizza without giving me a slice of the food. I'm talking pizza made at a pizza places like Amici's or Domino's, maybe Papa John's. Come on, share some with your bro. I have to add that discretion because of freaking the weirdos, the weirdo elites. So now we gotta say if the row dot rarity is equal to the item value, then we'll do that, and we will, after we do that, we'll, I think it's not break, it's continue, right? That'll essentially control flow jump statement. I'm trying to end it right here. but I guess it'll already end. But my point is it'll go through. I just want it to go to the next iteration. And I don't think that's break, because that'll break it straight out of what in a loop. It tells me it's redundant. Yeah. So we do continue. That's not redundant because we don't want to iterate through every single value type here. We have our one value type. We'll iterate through each item. If that item value has it, then we'll do that, and then we'll continue to the next one. Before adding to the weight, make sure that the value type is concurrent with the values with the item rarities in the data asset. Concurrent. Rarities. And I'm hoping, so the idea is we get our row, and I'm just trying to double think this so I don't come back and have like a way more. Essentially, I don't want to add unnecessarily to this weighted system. I don't want them to add like common 5 times. Because if we have 5 items with common, right, then it's going to add that like 5 times. So when we go through here, we want to say, is this with this? Once it hits one, it's done. Then it's going to go through the other rarities. And this is also based off of the rarity row. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll test that too. I think this works though, because the continue is what fixes that. Which is why I don't know why Ryder is telling me it's redundant. Because if I don't have that, it's going to literally go through the 5 items that do have common. And if it's going to add that weight of the spawn chance to the total weight every time it runs into that scenario. It's made 4. It's made, well, 5. So it's making them every time now. We're not seeing those messages there. Let's go into the level manager, which I already have here. Go to the event graph. Spawn levels. It should be spawning these levels, but it is not. Doink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is good. Which means our system's working. However, we're not spawning anything. So let's go ahead. Null actor class or invalid actor class is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Null actor class. Or invalid class. And that's, oh, that's, I wonder why, chat. Look. What do we do here? You need to plug that in. And just like that, we've fixed our issue of there being two things. Let's go ahead and check out the weight on here, though, just to be super. The total weight. Let's go ahead and check out the total weight. Kirby, that's a great game. I can't believe that it's no longer played. Well, it is played. Boop, bop, beep, beep. I'm chilling with my friend Amin. He, ha, hoo, ha, he. And I'm streaming right now, too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.
If you don't, I'll beat you up and take all the cookies in your kitchen.
I'm right now. Okay, so let's go ahead, save everything, and restart this. It puts us back a tad bit, but it's alright. This is Kirby, this song. I believe. Yeah, that's 100% Kirby. Kirby is the game that we're listening to right now, I believe. Yes, that's it. It must be it. This is the Kirby song, so everyone dance along. I'm so stupid, dude. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Total weight. Total weight. Total weight. Total weight. Total weight. Why is it telling me total weight like 5 times? Total weight. Total weight. Total weight. Total weight. Oh, it's because I'm getting it like 5 times. I'm getting it that many times. Total weight. Total weight. Now let's go ahead and do something super cool where we go into that data asset that I had created, the loot tables, and go not into the rarity but into the DA, and let's go ahead and add another one of the same actor, BP test lore. I gotta stop doing that. And look at that, chat. Look at that, chat. We're already running into problems. And look, it adds it twice. It adds it twice. If we saw it was 70, it's 140. So right now we have 2 commons. Common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mystic. So we're gonna go through the first one, right, guys? Which is common. It should be uncommon, or common, yeah, it's common. Common. How though? Oh. This is going to go through each row. How though? We already did common. Hey, Mentor Raleigh, it's Chase Lee, the big cheese. This is my sad song. I think it'd be pretty bad if it was a poop song. So total weight is 0. Right now, this is common. The row we are in is common. There's several rows. It's going to add that to it. Oh, that's because there's 2. There's 2 items that have common. So it goes through it. So we don't want that here. We want to break. Because we just want to break out of this logic at that point. How are you? I'm doing good, man. How about you? How about you? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had some pizza. Little Caesars is starting to make me angry, though. I played NDS Kirby. NDS Kirby's good. It's a good game. I played Game Boy Color Kirby. I was like, getting all the loot. Getting all the loot. This song's making me angry! How do I change it? All this doo bop a boo bop bop boo. Let's go over here.
You're not just moving.
I'm okay, just finished work literally on the bus now. Oh man, what a better time to tune in for a stream. Okay, so that's working now. So yeah, using break works just like that, and that should be it. Dude, I would love like Sonic music to go with this game. Like just having something like this to this. Fire. Fire, dude. Imagine like you're running in a city street and it's all like nighttime, neon lights and stuff, and you're jumping through. Yeah, you need a saxophone. That's it. You need a saxophone. I need to get a saxophone MIDI, bro. I can't wait to show you the progress on my game. I'm almost at a complete demo. Bro, when you gonna send it, doggy? I got a meeting in a couple of minutes, guys, which means I'm gonna have to get ready. So probably stream for like 10 more minutes, sadly. I'd like to stream longer, but I got a lot of stuff I need to do today. Judah Night Run, that's what I'm saying. This is how it'll look on the phone. Let's look at what high looks like. Okay, cool. So now we're having no issues with loading in an actor. We figured out the problem, ladies and gentlemen. And now we have these loading in. The only issue is that they're not moving. And I don't know why. They should be... I wonder if this ever occurs, if this ever plays. It does. I remember Chase Lee in this game. Yeah, the boy Chase Lee. He'll be back one day. The Slytherin, the Slithions. You know, if I could make it like infinite, like running left and right and stuff like that, I totally would, but that's going to be hard. But yeah, I mean, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sorry, like when you get it fixed, you got to click it at least 500 times before you're like, yeah, let's move on to the next task. But I wonder if the, no, it's not going to work. But these load in relatively quickly, guys. They'll load in a lot quicker than the method we had beforehand. Such an extraordinary blue creature. Yeah, he is. Adam definitely created an awesome character. I'd like to bring him on, but he's too expensive, man. And I can't ask him to do iterations on something too much, or he'll, you know, not want to play. Let's see how the view looks if we were to do this. So how was work today, Chase Lee? Also, safe when it comes to the enemies. I think it's important to remember that variety is good, right? But you need to base the enemies off of the abilities your character has. Have you ever heard of Chase Lee, Mohammed? I'm safe. PTSD. Yeah, he's gonna try to lick you, remember? The torturous days. The torturous days. AKA, guys, you know how long it's been since I've streamed? Yesterday was my first return to stream in a year. A year. A little over a year. Last I streamed, and this is talking about prior to yesterday, was in February of 2025. That's huge, guys. It's been a huge break. But, you know, we're back. We're back now, and we're stronger than ever. We know more than we did a year ago about Unreal Engine and the workflows of it. So yeah, I mean, if you're tuning in for the first time right now, or you're checking this out in the future, if you're interested in Unreal Engine and you're wanting to know a little bit about me, my name's Raleigh. I run a Christian gaming game development studio. I use Unreal Engine. I use both C++ and BPs in Unreal Engine. So if you're interested in learning both of those things, make sure to subscribe so you can learn with me, right? That looks smooth. Granted, I feel like we need to pull our camera back a bit, guys. What do you think? So we have our slide, we have our jump. I want to be able to go to your cozy shack more often. First of all, that sounds weird. See, it sounds weird, okay? No one's ever coming to my cozy shack unless it's this stream. That's what you feel this stream is like to you, then yes, you can come to the cozy shack as much as you want, but you're never coming to physical house. I'm not weird like that, okay? You're trying to find someone who's into weird stuff, you're gonna have to find another YouTuber. Devlog 7. Look at those errors I'm getting with my jump animation. But yeah, the world is not yet moving around him. But I just did want to get a little peek at what we would be seeing. But yeah, the world is not moving at the moment. And I need to figure out why. I need to figure out why. We did set movement originally on the characters, and that is supposed to come in and turn on a bunch of things that make them move. And granted, it could be because I have the speed of them. There's probably a speed variable on them that I have turned off. Level size. I don't know why that matters. Pool actor, return to pool coordinates. I don't really care about this right now. We need to know how fast the level is going. You left that behind you? Okay, I won't associate you with those things anymore. I promise. Pinky promise. Cheese. I want to go to Jesus's shack. Yeah, he's got a pretty cool shack. It's a mansion. You meant the stream? Good. Yeah. Paul, I have no idea what to make in all seriousness for mobs the player can shoot. This is what you're going to want to do safe, and the reason why I'm not just giving you an answer is because I want you to think about the answer. You learn a lot more by thinking for yourself. Right? Chase Lee, I give him a thing, he goes off, boom, does it, figures it out himself. You know, that's a great thing about Chase and mine's relationship. And honestly, I wish that I could learn a little bit more about how Chase interacts with people, because I feel like I could learn a lot from that socially, right? Because I'm always bugging my mentor for the dumbest things. Regardless, with you safe, like I said, you need to write down, spend some time writing down the game design. Right? You need to look at your character. You need to look at his abilities. And then you need to think about enemies that could make using those abilities difficult or easy, right? And then once you figure out the easy and the difficult, you can find the mid ground. And then you can have a variation of enemies to essentially test the mastery level of the player that's playing the game. right? Because the easy character is easy for anyone to kill. The middle character is a little difficult, right? But the player uses those to enhance his abilities and train to get better at the game. And then when we get to the hard enemies, right, or the enemies that are later down the road, those are true tests of mastery. Because with the middle character, they've already mastered everything. Now it's about testing those things and pushing those things. He, to answer your question, Chase, he left the link in the Discord. It's a Scratch game on Google Scratch. This isn't an online game. We don't need to worry about reputation. So we get the game instance. So right now, guys, we're just trying to figure out where the speed is set, and it's in the Judah game instance, right? Which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Chase, the game engine instance class is right here. And that's why. Check it out, chat. I don't get this here. Okay, so the map speed is dependent on the character speed. So if we replay, would we see this? Okay, is able to move, is getting set, so boom. So now that we set that to 100, I want to look at I'd like to set this somewhere else, but we're going to use this actor here. And we're going to cast to level actor, and we are going to set movement to true. Boink, boink, boink. And hold up, guys. I'm going to get to you in a second. Up and look at that. The world is now moving, but it's taking Judah with it. No, Judah! Don't let it take you with it, Judah! No, he's dead. Sorry, guys. I'm still like a kid. Sonic or Mario? Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that. That'll give you a perspective on how to handle what you're trying to do. But I also think it's important to dissect these games, right? Like, if you're gonna play a game, you got to research it, especially if you're playing it in the sense that you're trying to replicate these things in your own game. So you need to dissect the game that you're playing and understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. For instance, in League of Legends, they had an issue where people would play support and then they would just play support to get in the game quick, and then they would play whatever role they wanted. But they introduced a system that automatically gives an item to support players that essentially sticks them with the role of being a support player, right? So one, not only introducing a new dynamic mechanic that changes and shifts as you play the game, because once you do certain things, you obtain an item that essentially the item evolves into another item that is useful throughout the entirety of your playthrough in the game. But you get what I'm saying. So not only did it do that, but it also stopped people from doing that thing where they load into a support role just to get in the game quick and then play whatever role they want to play. So once you become an adult, you're going to upload your demo to Steam. And then you're going to give me $5 million if you can make $5 million. Oh, dude, that's so sad, bro. I appreciate you shaking my hand on that right here, right now. Right here in front of everybody on YouTube. That's so cool of you, bro. Oh. Actually, I don't think you don't. I'm just joking. You don't do that. You don't do that. You gotta admit, man, Sega had better music than Nintendo. I'm sorry. Like Zelda had some bangers, right? Zelda had some bangers. Donkey Kong had some bangers, right? But Sonic the Hedgehog, bro, listen to this. Yeah. If you make 100 million, I would definitely take 5% of that if you're down, which is 5 mil. Zelda is Pete. That's not Pete. Nintendo. Sonic, Zelda. No, I'm joking. Zelda's got some bangers. Zelda's got some bangers. But yeah, we've set these to move, and now the player's moving. But the thing is that we also are going to want to do a little thing with Judah now to stop him from being shifted while playing. We're going to go in here really quick, and we're going to put a constraint on the X. But yeah, check it out, guys. But now we need to match the map speed with the character speed, if that makes sense, because we want the character speed to influence the map speed, right? And if you look at the game instance, that is currently what we're trying to achieve. However, we don't currently achieve it right here. I had to hard set this to 100, but I would like to have the character speed to influence the map speed, and then once we get that ironed out, I can start working on loading these things in. But with that being said, guys, I gotta actually get ready for a meeting here in the next 10 minutes. It's a feedback meeting for my internship, but I just wanted to let you all know that I greatly appreciate you guys being here. I ask the Lord that he blesses you for hanging out and blessing me with your presence. But yeah, let's close it out in prayers. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all here together today, and thank you for allowing me to stream and interact with these amazing people here on the channel and just giving me the mercy and grace. Lord, I know that I'm not worthy of these individuals that come in here and hang out with me. I'm not worthy to call them my friends, Lord, but it's not about how I feel, Lord. It's about how you feel, and I just want to thank you for giving me the mercy and grace to have these individuals not only as people who come in to talk, but as people who can be genuinely my friend, Lord. And I just ask and pray that you lead us all continually to your Son, Christ of Nazareth, that you Give us the ability to love as he loved, to show grace as he showed grace, to sacrifice as he sacrificed, and just to be all that you need us to be, Heavenly Father. In the name and blood of your beautiful Son, Christ of Nazareth, I pray this. Amen. All right, guys, I'm gonna biggity bounce. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're trying to learn some BPs, you're trying to learn some C++, you're trying to learn Unreal Engine. Make sure to subscribe and learn it with me, guys, okay? Don't get lost in the trap of not doing that, okay? Other than that, I'm going to bounce. Enjoy the rest of your days. Chasely, peace. Safe, peace. Amin, peace. Gazium, peace. All the boys and gals in chat, peace. I'll catch you next time here on the channel.